In the quiet town of Brooksville, surrounded by rolling hills and whispering forests, Jack and his wife, Marianne, owned a cozy vacation home. It was their retreat from the busy city, a place where life slowed down. The charming house was perfect except for its neglected backyard pool. Jack hadn't returned since his daughter, Ellie, had gone missing a year ago, leaving his family trapped in a sorrow that never faded. With no clues, the police eventually let the case grow cold. The strain almost tore Jack and Marianne's marriage apart. With Jack avoiding the house, the pool was left in disrepair. Though Marianne continued visiting on her own, she insisted the pool held sentimental value and refused to let it be drained. But as summer neared, Jack decided to clean it up, determined to restore its former beauty. Determined, Jack returned to the house and started draining the pool using a submersible pump. As the water receded, he spotted something unusual, a hidden maintenance hatch. A strange feeling told him Marianne had kept this from him on purpose. With trembling hands, Jack opened the hatch, feeling a dread he couldn't shake. What he uncovered left him speechless. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. Jack's childhood was filled with solitary memories and a quiet home. His parents, driven by ambition, were often absent, leaving Jack in the care of babysitters. They believed their success and financial security would be the best gifts for their son, but they didn't realize they were missing something priceless, their connection to Jack. Jack's family home was usually silent, save for the ticking of a clock or the hum of the television, which became his constant companion. Birthdays were lavish but hollow, filled with gifts rather than presents. As he grew, Jack understood that no material item could fill the emotional gap left by his parents. During those lonely years, Jack made a vow. When he became a parent, his children would always know they were his top priority. He envisioned a future far different from his own, where his children would never doubt his love and commitment. Life moved forward, and Jack's priorities remained focused on family. When he met Marianne, a woman whose kindness mirrored his own values, he knew he'd found not only a partner, but someone who shared his vision for a loving family. Under the soft glow of moonlight, their love story began to unfold like a delicate flower in bloom. Their early days were filled with laughter and deep conversations that stretched into the night, bringing them closer together. Within weeks, they felt an undeniable connection, a silent understanding that they were meant for each other. One crisp evening, beneath a starlit sky, they shared a moment where everything else faded away. At that moment, they confessed their love, a feeling acknowledged and cherished. Over the next year, their bond grew stronger. Jack, ever the romantic, planned the perfect proposal, a quiet, moonlit walk. As they strolled beneath the stars, he knelt and asked Marianne to be his forever. Her joyful tears sparkled in the night, sealing their love. Their engagement brought a flurry of wedding plans, with all the excitement and stress that entails. But through the planning chaos, their love remained steady, guiding them toward their wedding day. When they finally exchanged vows, it was a beautiful celebration of their journey and the beginning of a new life together. As they stood together, hand in hand, Jack and Marianne promised to navigate the waters of life together, come what may. But as they embarked on this new journey as husband and wife, Jack was oblivious to the secrets that Marianne harbored. Marianne, with her radiant smile and compassionate heart, had always been an enigma. Her past was never brought up. Before meeting Jack, Marianne's life was a series of challenges, each one shaping her into the woman she is today. She had fought battles that left scars hidden beneath the surface, secrets she held close, fearing they might tarnish the purity of their love. Marianne's secret was a burden she bore alone, a chapter of her life she feared would change the way Jack saw her. Before their paths had crossed, Marianne was entangled in a relationship that was the antithesis of what she shared with Jack. It was a dark period for her. Her childhood was marked by manipulation and fear, a time when Marianne lost sight of who she was. She had a similar upbringing to Jack. It might have been why they got along so well. She emerged from that chapter a changed woman, resilient and determined yet haunted by the shadows of her past. But Jack didn't know that she'd have one final secret in the years that followed. As their marriage flourished, Marianne wrestled with her secret, the weight of her past threatening to breach the surface. Fast forward to an anxiety-fueled day. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the city as Jack rushed home from work, his heart pounding with anticipation. He needed to make sure that his wife was okay. The news he got was unsettling, to say the least. But he had no idea what Marianne had meant, but he knew that it couldn't have been good. He sped home, disregarding his own safety. He had received a cryptic message from Marianne earlier in the day, hinting at a surprise that awaited him. Little did he know the surprise would change their lives forever. As he opened the door, the aroma of his favorite meal filled the air. But it was Marianne's radiant smile that truly warmed his heart. She led him to the dining room, where a candlelit dinner was set for two. But it was the small, wrapped box beside his plate that caught his eye. Marianne's eyes sparkled with excitement as Jack unwrapped the box to find a tiny pair of baby shoes inside. His eyes widened in disbelief, and as he looked up at Marianne, her joyful announcement filled the room. "We're gonna be parents, Jack." The news overwhelmed Jack with joy and gratitude. They embraced, hearts united, celebrating the life they had created. In the months that followed, Jack and Marianne eagerly prepared for the arrival of their child, transforming their home with love and anticipation. When the time came, they headed to the hospital, emotions high. Labor was long and exhausting, yet Jack never left Marianne's side, awed by her strength. Then, in the early morning hours, Ellie was born. As Jack cradled his daughter, time seemed to pause. Ellie was the embodiment of their love, a tiny, perfect soul. Leaving the hospital with Ellie nestled in her car seat, they stepped into a new chapter. The following years brought first steps, birthdays, and quiet joys. Their home thrived on shared moments and open hearts. As Ellie grew into a teenager, Jack's commitment never wavered. Their bond was deep, but as adolescence unfolded, that closeness began to strain. Ellie, independent and strong-willed, started to see her father's involvement as controlling. The once cherished presence became, in her eyes, a cage. Jack was unprepared for the shift. One evening, their tension exploded. Ellie lashed out, accusing Jack of stifling her and denying her the freedom to grow. Jack reacted with hurt and anger. Harsh words flew between them. Ellie, desperate for space, fled to their vacation home in Brooksville. Jack spent a night in anguish, then chose to honor her need for distance. Days passed with no contact. On the verge of her 19th birthday, he drove to the vacation home with a gift and a heartfelt apology. But Ellie was gone. The house, once warm and familiar, was cold and empty. She had vanished without a trace. Weeks turned to months with no word, no leads. Marianne's calm acceptance unsettled Jack. She insisted Ellie had run away to start over, but her strange composure stirred doubts. It was as if Ellie's absence brought her relief, not grief. A year passed. Jack, consumed by guilt and sorrow, changed drastically. He became withdrawn, obsessed with unanswered questions. The police had no leads, and the case of Ellie's disappearance remained cold, a constant, aching void in Jack's heart. Marianne, on the other hand, coped by immersing herself in work and volunteering. One autumn evening, Jack sat in Ellie's untouched bedroom, surrounded by relics of her childhood. He spotted a small, leather-bound journal on her bookshelf. Opening it with trembling hands, he uncovered her private world dreams, fears, and heartbreak he had never known. It was the final entry that shook him. "I heard Mom crying again. I'm going to the summer home. Mom said she'll meet me there." Jack's heart stopped. Marianne had known Ellie planned to go there. Why had she kept that from him? That same week, Marianne returned home late one night, claiming a car had splashed her at the store. But something about it hadn't felt right. Later, while draining the long-neglected pool at the vacation home, Jack noticed something odd, an old hatch at the bottom. He had never seen it before. Had Marianne known, or had she hidden it along with so much else? He approached the hatch with growing dread. It creaked open, revealing a small hidden space. What he found inside would reopen wounds he tried to seal, shut items unmistakably belonging to Ellie, journals, clothing, and signs of someone having lived there. Among the journals were entries filled with Ellie's emotional struggles, pressure, isolation, and the feeling of being smothered. But the photos disturbed Jack most. Ellie appeared in cities across the world, always accompanied by the same unfamiliar woman. Marianne had known. When Jack confronted her, Marianne confessed. Ellie had reached out after fleeing. She was safe. Marianne had helped her disappear, believing it was the only way Ellie could reclaim her life free from the suffocating expectations and emotional intensity. The confession crushed Jack. Betrayed, he wrestled with anger, grief, and regret. He had spent years in agony, not knowing Ellie was alive. Marianne had justified her silence as protection, but the price was years of heartbreak. Though grateful Ellie lived, Jack couldn't forgive the deception. The divide between him and Marianne became insurmountable, and they divorced. The secrets had broken their bond beyond repair. Still, Jack found a fragile sliver of peace in the truth. Ellie had made a choice to live her life, and he had to accept it. In time, he hoped she would understand his love and forgive him. Until then, he would wait. He chose to believe that one day, when she was ready, Ellie would reach out. He would be there changed, but willing to try again. He had faced the darkness within his home and within himself. The journey ahead was uncertain, but it was a path he was ready to walk. He knew that once that happened, he would be the father he was supposed to be. In the end, he would face the future, whatever it may hold.